Hello and welcome to GraphixCALC Sign Estimator 4.0. In this tutorial we're going to show you how to integrate QuickBooks with GraphixCALC. This must be a locally installed version of QuickBooks. I know that once you go ahead and you create a file with QuickBooks, at that point you can export it if you have QuickBooks Online in addition to a locally installed version. So the first thing to keep in mind is that QuickBooks must be opened first. So you open up your QuickBooks, then you open up GraphixCALC Sign Estimator, and we're going to show you the fundamental steps to this. I mean, it really is, it's pretty straightforward. It's very easy to do. Okay, now let's go back to QuickBooks. Now in QuickBooks, what you'll have to do is you'll have to go to Edit, Preferences, Integrated Applications. You'll have two tabs right here, okay? Company Preferences. Make sure that none of these are checked off. These must be left open, okay? Because that's what's going to allow access for QuickBooks and GraphixCALC to integrate. So we're going to say OK. Now we're going to minimize it. We've got to leave it open. I'm going to come to GraphixCALC. I'm going to go to Setup. And we're going to say Import Items from QuickBooks. Now, let me back up for just one moment here. This is really, really important. In QuickBooks, the first thing you would always need to do is in your item, you go to List, Item List. In here is where, this is not a tutorial on QuickBooks, this is just going to show you what you need to do. As you can see, I have some pre-registered item types, sign item types. You go to New. This is a non-inventory part. You give it a name. Let's see, I have, do I have magnetics over here? I don't see magnetics. So let's put the word magnetics. And the account, we're going to leave the pricing alone. And the account, I created a sign type called sign type, and it must be income. And we're going to say OK. So now you have your magnetics. In order to integrate back and forth, first you have to create the items in QuickBooks. You're going to import that into GraphixCALC, and then later on when it's done, when you're done with that customer, you leave that customer active, and then you can export it back over here so that you can send to your accountant or do your booking. Alright, so we have everything here. That looks good. Let's close that out. So now, like I said, we'll go to GraphixCALC and we're going to import items from QuickBooks. Let me show you what you get preloaded in GraphixCALC right next to it. This comes preloaded. However, none of them have a check mark next to the QB section. Watch what's going to happen once we import. So let's go to Setup. Let's go Import Items from QuickBooks. And now we're going to integrate the two. It'll give it a moment. You're going to see a certificate show up here. And we're going to walk through that process right here. This is a beautiful thing. Once you go ahead and you do this here, once you get this screen, you're going to decide how you want the applications to read. It could say you want to prompt every time. In other words, if you want to export anything, yes, whenever QuickBooks file is open, you know, do you want to read and modify this company file, or yes, always allow access even if QuickBooks is not running. I like to do this only when it's open, just because, you know, if you have employees, you know, we want to trust our employees, and I trust mine. However, I don't want anybody messing with the QuickBooks other than me. So because I have my QuickBooks Pass protected, I'm going to choose this one, which means I'll always have to have QuickBooks open first before I open up GraphixCALC. Choose whichever one you want. Let's hit Continue. You have chosen to grant the application, QuickBooks, you know, GraphixCALC QuickBooks integration, and that's my QuickBooks account that I have. Let's hit Done. We'll give it just a moment to load up. Imported items from QuickBooks. Now we're going to say OK. Now when you come here to edit item types, I'm going to open this up for you here. Now you can see the QuickBooks items with the check marks. These are all the ones that we brought in from QuickBooks. And this is really just a really easy process here, which is just fantastic. So let's close this out now. Let's reduce this, and I'm going to show you what happens. Come over to Edit. We're back in QuickBooks. Hit Preferences, Integrated Applications, and watch this. Voila. Here's GraphixCALC. So it's that simple. Later on, what you're going to do is, let's say here, let me go to my job list. In order to export back over, there's a whole nother process for that. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to just stop the video here, and that's how you set up your integration. We're going to have another video that actually shows you how to now take the information that is here in GraphixCALC and export it back over. Thank you for watching this video.